Scott, when we look at Yemen right now in terms of being a safe haven for al-Qaeda, is it essentially the new Pakistan?
Well, it's certainly a chaotic environment, and there's been a jihadist presence in Yemen really going back, into the 80s. I worked a bombing there and a rocket attack in late '92, early '93, directed against U.S. interests. So they've had a long presence there. Of course, we had the coal, but the conditions have changed recently that have really helped them. There's been all this chaos with the government, and of course, the succession fight between their longtime president Saleh and the opposition. And that civil war has really broke the military in parts, and it's been focused on each other and not really focused on the jihadis. And that's really given them the latitude to expand, especially in the south of Yemen.
So is that why when you look at all the intelligence, which says that the core group of al-Qaeda has been significantly weakened over the years, al-Qaeda in Yemen or al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula has grown significantly in number and recruits and is now pretty much the #1 terror threat out there?
Well, certainly Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula has been growing, and they've actually been taking territory, much like Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb over in northern Mali right now. So yes, it has been a great opportunity for them. And of course, as we know, going back a couple years now to the Christmas 2009 underwear bombing, and then of course the printer plot the next year, in late October, they have had a focus on the United States and attacking America. And even their latest edition of Inspire magazine lists the United States as the #1 threat.
Why is that? Because they're often described as being ideologically very close to bin Laden.
Yes, they are very close to bin Laden, and that meshes with basically the al-Qaeda core principle of attacking what they call the far enemy, which is the United States, as opposed to the near enemy, which is the regime.
A couple of those failed plots, the Christmas Day 2009 underwear bomber, the printer bomb attempt back in 2010, and now this latest failed suicide bombing of a plane bound for the United States. When you have so many failures like that and a number of others, does that make it difficult moving forward for al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula to get recruits, to get funding, and also does it make them more determined to carry out a successful attack?
Well, one of the things that we've seen so far with the group is they learn from their mistakes and they progress along the curve. And that's one of the things that makes them dangerous going into the future. What are they even going to learn from this latest thwarted attempt as far as the intelligence penetration of their organization? Are they going to be able to prevent that in the future and get these new improved devices out to other suicide bombers? But certainly they have had a long list of failed attempts. And when it comes to their terrorist tradecraft, the skills required to really conduct the terrorist attacks, they're not nearly as good as they are on the insurgent side. They've had much better luck with conventional insurgent-style warfare in southern Yemen than they have conducting terrorist attacks, whether it's the transnational attacks, these attacks against aviation, or the attack against Prince Mohammed bin Naif in Saudi Arabia, but even the ones in Sana'a, where they've tried to attack the U.S. Embassy using mortars a couple times, or using a car bomb and an armed assault. Even the assassination attempt against the British ambassador, those have all failed.